How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Solana update. This is not the sort of video I want to be making. It's a terrible update for Solana. Unfortunately, it lost the bull market support. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. In fact, I'm going to freshen up this chart completely. And we're going to go back to 2024, where Solana was caught in a year-long range. And there was only a significant breakout, if I move this across, once this $194 area was broken. You can see every single pump into 182 to 194 here to the left in 2024. The market pulled back into the range low. Let me make that red. So going forward, Solana is only going to progress once this level is broken. And you can see it tapped into the very first target of the Fibonacci's once the reversal wave was created by breaking through $194. So in order to continue to hitting all the targets, this needs to hold. And then in 2025, it failed to hold up. But you can see when it pulled back towards this previous resistance, now as support, it did continue to hit the next set of targets. And in fact, guys, had this held, it would have continued to the next set of targets at $400 and $500. But unfortunately, when this was lost on the early 2025 dump, we can see it was flipped back into resistance. It actually failed to continue lower from here, giving it an opportunity to head back to that resistance and forming a bullish double bottom right over here. We saw the breakout once again. And once this level breaks, guys, we expect these targets. And you can see once again, immediately, once 194 was broken, the 1272 was tested. You can see that to the left here. Once this was broken, it was tested, held it as support. The next one was tested. So if it had come back down once more and held it, we would have seen the next and then the next. But this did not hold up. And that's why in today's update, it's not the sort of video I want to be making. It's a terrible update because this key level has now been lost. Literally over the past few weeks, we were holding up this level. There were some scares, but all Solana needed to have done was break this level of resistance, $210, and it would have been totally fine because it would have proved that the last couple of months, dumping back down into this key level support, was just an accumulation on this previous double bottom neckline before continuation higher into the 1618, $300 next. Unfortunately, the bears have total power now that this level has been lost. I'm expecting any bounce up into here to now be to confirm this area as resistance for continuation lower. We've lost the bull market support for my strategy at least. Why do I say that? Because this area, as you've seen to the left, and in all these examples I've just shown you, this area, as long as it acts as support, acts as a trigger to hit the bullish targets. If this area is not support, there is no trigger to hit those bullish targets. So this is the maximum it should pump up to now. Because it failed to hold up as support, it becomes resistance once more. And you see that once it was lost over here. Now, we got lucky that it didn't continue lower. The risk now is that it well could continue lower this time round unless a Bitcoin reverses. And with the help of Bitcoin, Solana pushes back above 194. The job becomes a lot harder now because with this new dump, I've got a new 886, 786 at 230 to 240. So not only does 194 need to be flipped back into support, but we also need to see 240 broken for the $300 to $500 target to get met. You can see that it's now backed up with this new Fibonacci. This new Fibonacci literally comes off today's dump. So brand new fib only placed due to this new dump in the last day. That is also suggesting a $500 target if Solana can recover 194 as well as $240. Without those two levels being reclaimed, those bullish targets are no longer happening, and it's just simple support and resistance rules. Don't overcomplicate it. The partnerships and fundamentals do not matter in this case. It's all price action, and the price action previously suggested once this area was flipped into support, we hit the bullish target. And we actually would have seen continuation to $400 and $500 had this area held. We had another opportunity the past few months to go back on that bullish path, and it has not taken it, meaning that the bears are truly in power. So at least for my strategy right now, $400, $500 are totally invalidated. The only way it goes back on that path is by recovering those two levels, 194 and 240. Without doing so, it's looking to head back down to the range lows over here. Of course, it can catch support and attempt to recover 194, but I need to see it turn into support and 240 for the $400 and $500 target. That is it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you're wondering how I got to these conclusions and you want to learn how to do this, check out the links in the description. I've got 30% discount that lasts until Friday this week, whether it's the Discord, the ebook, or the one-to-one live video calls with myself. If you wanted to learn my strategy, use the links down below. Take action on this 30% discount while it lasts until Friday the 7th of November. This can be applied to my Discord, ebook, or one-to-one mentorship plans. So check them out and I'll see you over there.